What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Play Action Sports Show. Trying to get the show early for you this weekend because we were off last weekend. Yeah, had to take the weekend off. Well, I think the NBA did the same thing. They were off all of Saturday, and any of the games that you did see on Sunday were just not that great. But the NBA and the NHL are now in their playoff round one phases. It's going to be a great weekend of basketball and hockey, and not to mention baseball, everybody. Anybody watching this kid Trout over there in Anaheim, for the Angels? What a year he's having. He hit 5 home runs during the season at New York Yankees. That is the most by any visitor to the Yankees in any series ever. What a job Trout is doing. The Pirates are on top of their division. What is that? The NL Central, I believe it is. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. Oh, baseball's heating up already. It's amazing. Ohtani, 44 straight games on base, breaking, Ichiro's record. Just an amazing time in baseball right now. We're going to talk about all that and more. By the way, Rory McLlroy winning the Masters. Old roller coaster Rory. He was leading, and then going into day 2 or day 3, and then he dropped 6 points, and then he came back and won it. Just an amazing job. His second Masters in a row, 6th overall major. Just an amazing golfer. He's got to go down in the history books as one of the best ever. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Speaking of golf, it could be the end of LIV or Live Golf. Lots of talk going on about that right now. What else is going on? The Ravens have a new uniform. There's some football news for you. All right, we're going to do the Pick 6. Let's just go do that. Okay, before we do the Pick 6, I want to go ahead and ask you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to follow us here. We're always coming up with new content for you. Picking games. We went 5-3 week before last, finally in the winning column, only because I picked both of the winners of the Final Four. And then again, congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines for winning the national title. I haven't spoken to you guys since then. Amazing. It's the Pick 6, my favorite part of the show. I hope it's yours too. Again, we went 5-3 2 weeks ago, finally in the winning column, because I picked 8 games. Otherwise, it was 3-3 because I picked the 3 winners in hockey and 3 losers in basketball, unfortunately. But I did pick the 2 winners in college basketball, Michigan and UConn, and they came through for us. Now we've got 6 fresh games for you here at the Pick 6. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Do I even know? I don't know. All right, Saturday, April 18, 2026. Here we go, the Western Conference playoffs. Timberwolves and Nuggets. This is going to be a huge game, 12:30 p.m. I'm looking to pick the Nuggets in this game. I'm just going to come right out and say it. They've got Jamal Murray. They've got Nikola Jokic over there. Jokic? I still don't know how to say his name. I don't know. But I'm going to pick the Nuggets to win, to beat the Timberwolves. The Nuggets are doing far better than the T-Wolves. Well, there are a couple of games in front of them. Next, we've got at 2:30 p.m. I've got a burp. I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't edit around here. No. At 2:30 p.m., we've got a hockey matchup for you. It's the, who is it? Colorado Wild? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Minnesota Wild. The Wild going into Dallas to face the Stars. This is going to be a big matchup, big hockey matchup. The regular season, both these teams tied. It was even between these two teams during the regular season, and they are rivals in the Central Division. I'm going to pick the Stars to win this game on Saturday. Look, it's Dallas Stars. I don't think I can go wrong by picking the Stars. And rarely have I by picking them this season. All right, the Flyers. This is exciting, isn't it? Not this show. I'm talking about playoff hockey. All right, speaking of that, 5 p.m. on Saturday, It's the last game we've got here on Saturday, and it's the Philadelphia Flyers shooting on over across the state to face the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes, this is the Battle of Pennsylvania. You know, oil is in the news a lot lately, and America really was, the country that set it off, with Pennsylvania being the focal point. I mean, there used to be a time when oil was just seeping out of the ground over there in Pennsylvania. They've got a product here in America called Pennzoil. All right, I had to get a little bit of the coffee. So we're going to pick the Flyers to win game one here, round one also of the NHL playoffs. I think the Flyers are going to come in hot and beat them in game one in Pittsburgh. I know it's a tough task, but I think the Flyers can pull it off. So Saturday we've got the Nuggets beating the T-Wolves, we've got the Stars beating the Wild, and we've also got the Flyers beating the Penguins for hockey. Next we've got Sunday, April 19th, and these games are amazing. Check this out. The 76ers go into Boston. We knew this was going to be the matchup, right? Or at least one of the matchups in one of the rounds. 76ers going into Boston. Joel Embiid had an emergency appendectomy, a medical procedure. He's going to be out, and Maxey and George are going to have to try to make up the difference. It's going to be tough, though. The Celtics, Jason Tatum is back from injury. I think the Celtics are just going to beat them. It's a 10 a.m. game. The Celtics beat them game one. Celtics over the 76ers. Next, we've got a big hockey game here, folks. The Utah Mammoth go into Las Vegas to face the Golden Knights. This is big. Golden Knights are like the Yankees of hockey as of late, as of a few years past. All right, so the Golden Knights acquired Mitch Marner, Rasmus Anderson, big trades, making them look more like the Yankees, if you think about it. But, the Utah Mammoth, they got Logan Cooley over there. They've got Dalen Gunther. I am going to pick the underdog in this game one between the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. We're picking the Utah Mammoth over the Golden Knights in game one. All right, the last game on the pick six is going to be a basketball game. It's the Portland Trail Blazer going into San Antonio to face the Spurs. Big game. All right, the Spurs are third in the league in points production. I think the Trailblazers were something like number 17 in the league. Like a 5-point difference between the average points per game. It's a pretty big difference. The Spurs really hot this season in the Western Conference. We're going to pick them to win game one. So on Sunday, we've got the Celtics over the 76ers. We've got the Utah Mammoth upsetting the Golden Knights in Vegas, and we've got the Spurs beating the Trailblazers to round off the pick six. Thank you guys for tuning in for the pick six, and tune in for the rest of the show. And as always, remember, gamble responsibly. Enjoy this weekend's games. Felt good to get a week off, although we still have to do our real job, right, folks? Yes. All right. I remember the song "It's the End of the World" by REM. He says, "It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine." I echo those sentiments right now. Boy, I tell you, $89.78 was the final price today for a barrel of crude. What do they call it? Brent crude nowadays? I don't know. Whatever. $89.78. It's considerably down. But there are reports that the reason it's down could be a rather ominous sign for the economies of the world, because it's due to the destruction of demand. So the demand has gone down because the price is so high, and now with no demand, the price has nowhere to go but down. But this could lead to slow economic growth, maybe some stagflation, maybe, all kinds of different things. We hope it gets better. We're hoping and praying for that. We also hope and pray for the troops, for all U.S. service personnel on this show. I don't know about those other podcasts you guys might be listening to. I enjoy a good political debate. I like, I'm a left-leaning person myself, but when things start to sound a little treasonous, traitors even. I tune them out. I tune whoever's talking out at that point. Not everybody, but I'm saying not everybody talks like that, but there are some who do. In any event, you guys be safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Not to sound like Jerry Springer. Boy, Shohei Ohtani really, really lightened things up in LA, man. If it ain't his pitching arm, it's his bat, or getting on base 44 games in a row. Can you believe it? Even with all these other people putting up amazing numbers, like Trout, Ohtani still finds a way to make the headlines. Aaron Judge could do nothing but watch Trout hit all those home runs. There's 5 in the whole series. Pretty darn amazing, I tell you. Golf. The end of Live Golf. They were talking about the Saudi investors pulling out of Live Golf, and it could even affect some of their investments in English football, which, of course, here in America we call soccer. I have no idea why. Whatever, I don't know. It does make sense that soccer should be called football, right? But it doesn't matter. Either way, it could be the end of Live Golf, which is going to be interesting. So far, the CEO saying that, the 2026 schedule is still on. But again, the CEO's job is to calm things. Not the president, no, but the CEO, apparently. What is it? The Ravens got new uniforms. That's interesting. I like the blackout helmets. Look pretty cool. Yeah, we need more of that. We need more uniform changes in the NFL. Start to resemble a little bit like what Oregon University's been doing up in Eugene for years. Of course, they have the big Nike contract. Nike started in Oregon. That's not news. I'm wearing Skechers right now. I thought I was wearing my Nike Jordans. I'm tired, A lot of work lately. Have you guys been working a lot lately? I have. I'm sure you have been too. And if not, you know what, man? Kudos to you. I don't know how you get away with it. That's amazing. Could you please leave a comment how you get away with not working? Oh my gosh. All right, well, we got to talk about the ups and downs in life, and this is how we'll end the program. There are ups and downs in life. You can't judge the future based on the present all the time. You can kind of judge where it might be heading based on the present, but you also got to take into account that there are factors that will come into play that have nothing to do with anything that you're even aware of right now. That's just life, and my experience has told me that and taught me that. Maintain hope is the number one thing, because where there's hope, there's life, or where there's life, there's hope. I don't know how the saying goes. But Rory McLlroy, it was just like a monumental collapse on day 2, day 3. And everybody thought he was done. Everybody thought this Cameron Jones from the United States was going to win the whole thing, right? But no, didn't happen that way. Rory came roaring back, and in front of his parents, who weren't there last year when he won the Masters, or the last time he won the Masters. Do they do it every year? I don't know. Probably. Anyway, he came roaring back and won the whole thing. How's that for a success story, a hero's journey in sports? I think it's great. Just an amazing sports story. Rory McIlroy winning the Masters, 2nd time in a row. I don't know much about golf. I know, miniature golf? Anybody? Happy Gilmore? All right. We'll call it a show. You guys take care of yourselves. Enjoy this weekend's games again. And be safe again, and support our troops. They really need our thoughts and prayers at this time.